how to worship in your trouble. Even the children of Israel, God said, I want you to worship when there was no water. I wanted you to worship when there was no food. I want you to worship when there was no bread. I wanted you to worship when you were standing at the Red Sea. You were in chaos. Your mind was in chaos. You were chaotic, and I want you to worship. But I said, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Stand there and see the salvation of the Lord. You would think that the children of Israel would have common sense that God had called fleas and flies, frogs and hell, fire and brimstone, took death, the water turning into blood, all these things that scientifically that don't make no sense. And now you're staying at the Red Sea and you're crying? Oh. That's why the Bible says we're supposed to teach our children what God has done. You're supposed to sit your children down and tell them what God's done. Stop trying to act like you've been peachy and clean all your life and don't want your children. You're supposed to let them know what God has done. The Bible says let them know. There was even a law given that says, hey, every now and then he told the children of Israel, sit your children down, let them know how God took us out of Egypt. Sure. He said the law of God, the precepts of God, the goodness of God, he says, I want you to write them on the tables of your heart and put them on the frontlets of your mind. In Jewish culture, they took it literally. You go to Jerusalem or Israel, they have these little boxes that they tie around their head. And it is the law of God, the goodness of God, the precepts of God on the frontlets of their head. They took it literally, but God said you're supposed to have it on the frontlets of your mind. You're supposed to draw from the memory of what God delivered you from. That's what David did. David had the law of God on the frontlets of his mind when he stood before Goliath. He said, I remember the bear. I remember the lion. I remember when they came and I slew the lion and I slew the bear because he was drawing from the frontlets of the memory. It was in the forefront of your mind. That's how he wanted the children of Israel when they were standing at the Red Sea. I want you to remember the hail, remember the fire, remember the frogs, remember the flies. Remember when I told you to put blood on your doorpost and the death angel was coming by. Remember when none of your children died. Remember when they was in the dark and you was in the light. Look at somebody and say, remember.